Hello and welcome to Talking Textbooks Leaving No Child Behind. Children, this is Aditi. And how are you all doing? First of all, tell me. I hope you are studying. खूब सारी पढ़ाई भी you're doing, and as well as you are keeping your health also up to the mark. I hope you're doing proper exercises, because I always say that healthy body has a healthy mind. So दोनों चीज़ें एकदम बैलेंस चलनी चाहिए. Apart from your studies, you should be doing proper exercises as well, and proper diet should be maintained, right children? So as you can see on the right side is our awesome team, जो बहुत सारी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, which is trying real hard to provide you quality education at a very affordable price. So see, like the YouTube lectures are free. I'm taking NMTC. I'm Aditi Vyas, and I'm taking NMTC as well as 6 to 8 mathematics, basic mathematics of like we'll be covering NCRT as well as Olympiad level for science and math, right? And NTSCP, RMO, NSCJS, all this would be covered. Then 6 to 10 school level examinations would be covered. So you all know all this, right? If you haven't gone through our lectures on YouTube, then kindly go to it on Talking Textbooks. See, our tagline itself says leaving no child behind means this only, that we want every child to get the basic quality education at, like, for video lectures are obviously free, so I can say that for free, right? But if you want the study material, then you can go on our website, that is www.talkingtextbooks.in, where, see, you can see on the left hand side 9,000 is the highest price. It is the highest price for 6 to 8, right? 6 to 8 school, right? 6 to 8 class, this is the highest price, and it will come up to 6,300, means there will be a 30% discount. If you use my code AVLIVE, then it will be just of 6,300, and in that you can get the study material. The recorded classes, recorded and live classes would be there. Then there will be homework submission on Google Classroom, daily quizzes, all this would be there on our website, that is so you can go through our website www.talkingtextbooks.in. You can go to our website and you can see it there. Still, if you have any queries, then you can call on our number 9549041111. You can see it here, right children? You can see it here on our website. And then see, this is for whole of the study material. If you have that study material and you do not require that, then you can directly purchase the test series. So in that, what is going to happen is you'll get your, like, you can test your knowledge in that. See how much you're studying, how much you've studied, and how much you have understood from that after studying. So that could be tested. Again, you'll get a rank where students from all over India would be taking participation, because it is online. So student living anywhere in India can assess these tests, right? So you'll have a ranking among them. Then after receiving the payment, you'll we'll give you a call. You know all that there'll be a call from our team, and they'll let you know how and how much time you'll get this material. And still, if you have any query, you can call on this number 9549041111. I already told you that. Moving to our Telegram channel, these are our Telegram channel. Kindly join us here. If you're in class 7, then join TTB 07. If you're in class 8, then join TTB 08. So when you're going to join here, what is going to happen is you'll get the latest updates on our YouTube channel. You will get the latest updates of the classes that are going on, of the lectures that are going on. You'll get all those notifications there. So please join it if you haven't yet. If you haven't purchased it, kindly do that. Kindly purchase the module, so that we can start with the exercises as well, right? Start practicing the questions which are given at back of the exercises, and then submit it on the Google Classroom, so that we may have a discussion about that as well, right? So before starting our lecture 7 for number theory on remainders, let's complete our promise, cardinal promise, and then we'll start with the chapter. So please take it, and then we'll start. So let's start with it now, children. Just a second. So all this we have already studied, and I hope you remember the division algorithm. I hope you remember that. So let's start with remainders. And you remember the properties as well, which I told you when we were studying division algorithm and divisibility. So let's start with it. We'll be doing few questions and then it will be more clear to you. Let's do that. Remainders. We'll be doing this. Questions related to it. So I hope you remember the division algorithm. Division algorithm, you remember it, which was dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This was it, right? So let's do few questions. And you know that remainders are positive, right, children? Let's do the question. Let's do questions and then it will be more clear to you. Question says, a number when divided by 18, leaves a remainder 7, the same number when divided by 12, the same number when divided by 12 leaves a remainder n, How many values can n take? How many values can n take? So let's do the solution with a blue pen. Pen is same but the color is changed. So what does it say? A number when divided by 18 leaves a remainder 7. Right? So let the number be, or I can say dividend. Would that be much clear? Let the dividend be n and let the quotient be q. Then what can I say? N is equals to q into divisor plus remainder. This is what we have studied. So I'll write it here. N is equals to q is what? What is q? We do not know. Some integer. Divisor is what? 18 plus remainder is 7. So how can I write it? N is equals to 18q plus just a second, children. I wrote different this. First of all, we won't be doing this. Let's do different question first. A number when divided by 52 leaves a remainder 27. The same number is divided by 13. What is the remainder? Right? This is what we are supposed to find. what is the remainder? We'll do that question later on. We'll definitely do it, but after doing few more questions, then we'll come to that questions. So and here, so divisor is 52 and remainder is 27, right? So this becomes 52q plus 27. Now the same number is divided by 13. Now my dividend is same but divisor is changed, so I'll just divide it by 13. 13 right? So understand children, see 13, this part would be divided by, completely divided by 13. 52q would be divided by 13. Why? Because 13 4s are 52. But then now we are concerned with this remainder part. We are concerned with the remainder part, right? So if I divide 13 by 27, what do I get? 1 as remainder. I get 1 as remainder. So my remainder would be, remainder is 1. This is my answer. Clear children? This will be our answer here. Moving to the next question now. Let's move to the next question. What does it says? What does the question says? A number being successively divided, a number being successively divided by 3, 5 and 8 leaves remainders 1, 4 and 7 respectively. Find the respective remainders. Find the respective remainders if the order of divisors be reversed. Let's do this question. What does this give us? Let's find it out. A number being successively divided by 3, 5 and 8 leaves remainders 1, 4 and 7. So let the number be x. Fine. Let the number be x and we divided it, since it is successive subtraction. So let's say we divided it by 3. Fine. We divided it by 3 and the quotient was y, right? We divided x by 3 and we get y as our this is what? Quotient. And what is our remainder? 1 is our remainder, right? Now this y successive division was there, so this y was again divided by 5 and the quotient came out to be z and the remainder was 4. Now again this z this z was divided by what? It was divided by 8, and since see, a number being successively divided by 3, 5 and 8 leaves remainders 1, 4 and 7 respectively. So what did this give us? This was the last division. So 1, the quotient was the quotient was 1, yes, and the remainder was, final remainder was 7, right? So what can we say from this? See, now understand, this is very important to understand. See, 7, 8 into 1, this is my divisor, this is my quotient, and this is my remainder. So what can I say? Starting from reverse side, what can I say? That 8 into 1, 8 into 1, or if I want to go this ways as well, see, 3 into y, 3 into y plus 1 gives me x, right? Let me write it that as well. See, I'll show it to you. Understand this. What should I take? This. Now understand this. 3 into y. This is what I said. 3 is my divisor. X was my dividend. X was my number. I divided 3 by it. And y became my quotient plus 1. So 3 into y plus 1 gave me x. 3 into y plus 1 gave me x. Now again 5 into z. 5 into z plus 4 gave me my dividend y. Then 8 into 1 plus 7 gave me my z. So this could be calculated. Now this would become what? This will become what? See, 8 into 1 is 8 plus z. 8 plus 7 gives us z, which is what? 15 equals to z. Now I will apply this value. Let us name it as equation 1, 2, 3 and let it be 4. So we'll apply this equation 4 and equation 2. I'll write it here. Use equation 4 in equation 2. What do we get here? See, 5 into 15 plus 4 will give us y, value of y. So that will be 75 plus 4 equals to y. So my y becomes equals to 79. This is my fifth equation. This is my fifth equation. I'll use equation 5 in equation 1. What will this give me? See, 3 into 79 plus 1 gives me x, my number, my actual number, which I started with. So this becomes 27 and 23. 237 plus 1 equals to x. So my final x becomes equal to 238. So my number here is what? 238. Now what is it saying? Find the respective remainders if the order of the divisors be reversed. If the order of the divisors be reversed. So what will I do? See, I was having successive subtraction was 3, then 5, then 8. So what will I do? I'll divide 238 by 853 now. Right? So what will I do? Divide 238 by starting with 8. Divide 238 by 8. What do I get now? Just a second. Not like this. So 238. We'll be writing the remainders as well because it is asking for the remainders. So 8 to the 16 and 9 the 72 and it gives us what? 72 and 6. We'll be left with 6. Then we are supposed to divide 238 by 8, then 5 and then 3. So we are supposed to divide it by 3. Divided by 5. So 5 5s is 25 and 4 becomes our remainder. And then we are supposed to divide it by 3 because 3 is the last divisor which is given to us. So 3 ones is 3 and 2 is our remainder. Therefore, the respective remainders are 6, 4 and 2. 6, 4 and 2. Clear, children? Is this clear, children? Shall we move forward to next question? Let's do next question now. What does that says? It says this. A number when divided by 18. Now we are going to do that question. A number when divided by 18 leaves a remainder 7. The same number when divided by 12. The same number when divided by 12 leaves a remainder n. How many values can n take? Now, how many values can n take? Right? We are supposed to do this question. Now, let's see. Now, understand this. A number when divided by 18 leaves a remainder 7. So, such numbers when divided by 18 leaves remainder 7 could be. Such numbers could be 7. When you divide, see, if I divide 7 by 18, can I divide it? No. Obviously 7 would be the remainder. So one could be 7, other could be 25. See, if I divide 18 by 25, 18 ones are 18, 7, right? So 25 could be one number. Then let's check for 43. So twice. 36. What does this give us? Again 7. So 43 could be another number. Let's check for 61. Threes are 24, 5, 54, 6 and 7. This would also give us 7 as remainder. So this is also there. And 79. Let's check for 79. If I divide it by 18, 5 times, 9, no, 4 times, sorry. This would go 4 times. 2, 72, so again 7. So 79 could be such number. So there could be 5 such numbers. Now when we divide all these numbers by 12, what does it say? The same number when divided by 12. Now all these numbers divided by 12, what does it leaves the remainder as? Now let us do that. Let us do this. When, see, these could be the n, these could be the possible n, right? These could be the possible n which when divided by 18 leaves a remainder 7. Now the same number when divided by 12 leaves a remainder n. So let's divide 12. Let's divide 12 by, let's divide 7 by 12. What do I get remainder as? What do I get remainder as? Obviously 7. Why? Again, if I am doing this, see, I'll do it here only. See, if I am dividing it like this, so it won't be divisible. Of course 7 would be the remainder, right? First. Second, let's try it out for 24. So if 24 is divided by 12, what would be the remainder? What would be the remainder? It will be 1. Why so? See, 24 divided by 12. 12 2s are, this is 25. This is 25. So 12 2s is 24 and my remainder is 1. Right? So my one remainder is 7. Second is 1. Now we will check for 43, 61, 79. So third, when 43 is divided by 12, my remainder is going to be, what will be my remainder? See, what is it going to be? 3 is 6, 12 3s are 36, right? So this is going to give us 7 would be our remainder. Then fourth, let's check for 61. So 61 divided by 12, what would be the remainder? What would be the remainder? See, 61, 12 5s are 60. So 1 is my remainder. So again 1 is my remainder here. Let's check for the fifth part, which is 79. 79 divided by 12. What remainder does this give me? Let's check it out. 72. So 7 is my remainder here. So now we have checked for all the 5 possible all the 5 possible numbers that could have been what? That could have been those numbers which when divided by 18 gives us remainder as 7. We took all those 5 numbers, right? We took all those 5 numbers, and what was the remainder when we divided it by 12? 7, 1, then again 7, 1 and 7. So what is it asking? See, how many values can n take? So n can take only 2 values. Therefore, n can take only 2 values which are 1 and 7. Which are 1 and 7? Right, children? Clear? Is this clear? Shall we move to the next question? Let's move to the next question now. My next question says, what is the remainder? What is the remainder when we divide 3 to the power 90 plus 5 to the power 90 by 34. Let's do this question. See, now what is the remainder when we divide 3 to the power 90 plus 5 to the power 90 by 34? So, see, can I write this 3 to the power 90 plus 5 to the power 90 like this? 3 to the power 2 whole power 45 plus 5 to the power 2 whole power 45. Can I write it like this? Because 45 into 2, see, we have already studied surds and exponents, so we know that what its value is. See, a to the power m whole power n is a to the power m into n. So these powers would be multiplied. So same ways I can divide it also. So I wrote it like this: 3 to the power 2 whole 45. Now can I write this as 9 to power 45 plus 25 to power 45? I can write it like this: 3 to the power 2 is 9, 5 to the power 2 is 25. So what can I see? 9 to power 45 and 25 to power 45. Can this be seen as a to the power n plus b to the power n? Right? Which is divisible by, if you remember, a to the power n plus b to the power n is divisible by a plus b for odd values of n. So value of n here is odd only, 45, that is 45. So what can I say? That 9 to the power 45 plus 25 to the power 45 will be divisible by 9 plus 25 equals to 34. It will be divisible by 34, right? This 9 power 45 plus 25 power 45 will be divisible by 9 plus 25 equals to 34, right? So what will I say then? Remainder would be, if it is divisible, if it is completely divisible, then the remainder is 0. What is the remainder? Remainder will be 0. Clear, children? Is this clear? Let's do next question now. Next question says, three numbers leave remainders of 43, 47 and 49 on division by n on division by n, the sum of the three numbers, the sum of the three numbers leaves a remainder 9, leaves a remainder 9 on division by n. What are the values n can take? What are the values what are the values n can take? Let's do this question. See, what does it say? Three numbers leave remainders of 43, and let me write the options as well. A option says 65, B option says 96, C option says 125, D option says more than one value is possible. More than one value is possible. Right, children? Now let's do it. Now, what does the question says? Now, the sum of the three numbers should leave a remainder how much? See, the three numbers leave remainders of 43, 47 and 49 on division by n. So, the sum of these three numbers should leave a remainder 139. See, the sum of the three remainders, the sum of the three numbers, should leave a remainder, should leave a remainder 43 plus 47 plus 49, which should be equal to how much? 139. If you add it, 139. Or we can write it in this form, or in the form, or of the form. Let me write it like this. Or of the form n into k plus 139, where k is an integer, where k, or let us make it as q, so it will be easier, right? Q, right, where q is an integer, right? Now it leaves, but it says the sum of three numbers leaves a remainder 9. It says it leaves a remainder 9, however, it, according to question, see, the sum of the three numbers leaves a remainder 9 on division by n. So the sum of the three numbers, this we took out, but according to question, it says it leaves a remainder 9, or of the form n into, let's write m plus n. Right, now these two should be similar. Obviously this that we took out and this, which was according to the question, this should be equal. So I can say that n equals to q plus 139 should be equal to n into m plus 9. This both should be equal. So what can I get from it? See, nq and nm, this would come on this side. So what would this become? N m minus q, because this will come on this side. 139 is greater than 9. This gives us 130. This gives us 130. N should be a factor of 130, right? This n should be a factor of 130. N should be a factor of 130. Why? Since the remainders left on division by n are 43, 47 and 49, means this would give us remainders as 43, 47 and 49. So I can say n should be greater than 49. This n. Now let's write it here. See, since the remainders left on division, the remainders left on division by n are what? 43, 47 and 49 are, yes, 43, 47 and 49, right, are 43, 47 and 49. So therefore n should be greater than 49. Therefore n should be greater than 49. Obviously, if remainders are such, then n should be greater than 49, right? So the only factors of 133 that are greater than 49 are what all are factors of 130? See, factors of 130, because see, this is equal to 130, n m minus q is equal to 130, right? So only factors of 130 greater than 49 are what all are greater than 49? It is 65 and 130 only. Are 65 and 130. So n can take two values. N can take two values, 65 or 130. Therefore, n can take two values which are 65 and 130. So according to this, what would be our answer? 65, 96, more than one value is possible. So it is D option. D option is the correct answer here. More than one value is possible. Clear, children? More than one value is possible. So this was it for today, children. I hope you have understood. We'll be doing more questions on remainders. Of course, in the next lecture, we'll be doing more questions. If you have not understood something, then please let me know in the comment section below. And please do give your feedback. Anything that you have not understood. Keep liking, keep subscribing and keep sharing. And remember to hit the bell icon so that you remain notified for all our upcoming awesome videos. And please, if you haven't purchased the NMTC booklet from Talking Textbook, then kindly do that so that you can do more and more questions. You can practice more and more questions and ask doubts. Right, children? So thank you so much. Bye-bye. I hope you have done questions with me itself, right? Please practice more questions, children. Thank you so much. Bye bye.